Next is the brute force attack. So yesterday we had seen the enumeration. So what does enumeration? It is the second stage of the scanning. In the scanning, first stage is the footprinting, where we can gather the information. In footprinting, we can gather the information of the target, like IP address, port numbers, vulnerabilities. Once you gather the information of the target, then we'll do the scanning. Whereas enumeration is nothing but get the detailed information of the target. Get the detailed information of the target means what is the usernames, what are the target usernames are there, whether the target belongs to which group, it belongs to which work group, it belongs to which domain, what are the share files are there, what are the network information. This detailed information shown in the enumeration. Okay. So here today we are going to learn about the brute force attack. A brute force attack in cybersecurity is a hacking method that uses the automated software to find the multiple combinations. We are going to use that provide access to the system argument. We will use the multiple combinations of the credentials. We use multiple combinations like letters and numbers and like complex password, like special characters. We use this some password list is there. By using this password list, we are going to do the multiple combination, trial and error method. We can try, then we'll get the crack the password. Okay. So it is the time consuming method. Of course, it is a time consuming method. Require many resources, very effective on the vulnerable passwords and accounts with the weak security. Understood? The time, very time consuming. If you want to do the brute force attack, then the computer RAM and process is very high. Then only we do the fast. If a RAM is 2 GB, 4 GB, then it takes so much of time to crack the simple password also. Okay, it consumes more resources. Right now, this is a very conventional method. Nobody is right now using the brute force attack. But the thing is, there still, if you set a password like 10 number letter, then still we can crack with the brute force. Understood? Most usual method. Understand? Which one? Brute force method. What is that? Brute force method. So brute force method is what? Mostly user method. If you take a brute force method here, so for 4 characters, it will instantly crack. If it is a lowercase letter, instantly crack. If you are upper lowercase, instantly crack. If you take number upper and lowercase, instantly crack. If you use number uppercase and special symbols or character, it will crack. Here up to 6 letters, instantly cracked by the brute force method. If you use the 7 and 8 letter, even if you use the 11 letters with the numbers, we use only numbers. Someone else will set the username as a password phone number, then it will crack instantly. If you set the small letters, it takes 32 minutes. If you set the uppercase and lower letters, it takes 1 month. If you set the numbers uppercase and lower letters, then it is the 10 months. If you set the complex password, at least it takes 3 years. So that means that to crack the password, the hacker will crack the password. The user and the here, if you set the password with 12 letters, it takes how much years to crack? So means how much letters we need to put in the password to save? It is to save 12 letters. It is a combination of small letters, capital letters and symbols. Okay? Symbols. Got it? So now we're going to do the brute force. We'll do into brute force by using one of the old tool. It is called as Hydra. It's called as a Hydra. This Hydra is also known as the brute force attack tool. Okay. Hydra is a parallelized logging cracker which supports numerous protocols to attack. It is very fast and flexible, and new modules are easy to add. Okay. Here this tool makes it possible for research and security consultant to show easily to gain unauthorized access. What does Hydra provide? Unauthorized access to system remotely. So what are the protocols supported by this Hydra is Cisco AAA, Cisco authentication, Cisco enable, CVS, FTP, HTTP, HTTPS, PAM, all these protocols are supported by the Hydra to crack the password. Here I just open a VMware. In this VMware, you have Metasploit Linux machine is there. You have a what? Metasploit Linux machine is there. Another thing is there. We have Kali Linux. We have a Kali Linux. In the Kali Linux has attacker machine. is the attacker machine. Understood? Is the attacker machine. This is the attacker machine. And here have a Metasploit Linux is web service is a what? This is a target machine. I just log into the target. Just log into the target here. Then here I will know the password of the target. IP address of the target. What is the IP address of the target? If you don't know the IP address, you can do one thing by using netdiscover command. Someone asked me that you had just directly taken IP address, target IP address. If you don't know the IP address, how will you do? Indirectly, how can you fetch? By using netdiscover command, where it shows the all targets. It will find all targets and shows the IP address, MAC address, everything. I have shown you also. Understood? Here, instead of that, I want to do that directly without taking the IP address here. What is the command? I told you that to do this netdiscover. What is that? netdiscover -i with 0. Then it will do the what? Oh, so it had said here. Okay. What I had done here? I had done here bridged connection. Okay. Let me check. Okay, it will check the all computers and display the what are the computers targets are there. Otherwise, now it is showing. Okay, if you check here what is the IP address here, 40 dot. Now it is showing. Chubichunda. What it? Now I'm going to do the brute force. Now I'm going to do the brute force. Understood? Here I told you that for doing the brute force we need a username and password list. Here one default username password list is there in the Kali Linux. How will you find out these are default username password here? I show you. So there is a default password list is there. Word list is there in the Kali Linux. That is called as okay. One minute. Here this is a word list location. There is already default word list location is there in the Kali Linux. It is in the where? Here. There is a default word list is there in the Kali Linux. You can use this default word list also. I just use this command locate user word list. Got it? See here. I just go to this one. Paste here. This word list. What is the word list here? Rocky.txt. There is a default. That is not created by us. That is whom? Ever create chesaru? Kali Linux here. Go to the this one. This word list, and type ls here. And we have a word list is there. You have a word list is there. What is the word list here? wordlists.txt. Here I just open a. How to open this file? VA. Okay. Which location it is? Here what we do here, we'll create some username list and password list. Okay. Generally there is a big list is there. Instead of that I had created a one list. That is the list name is username.txt. What is the username dot? Without username also you can crack. I had created a one file that is name is username.txt. In this username.txt I added some files. Added some username. Some to username. The same thing here I had added a password list also. Understood? There is a simple thing because I want to do very quickly to do demonstrate. Suppose you want to do, then you can add more number of passwords and username and take so much of time. So you can't wait for some time. So I added a some username and a password list. What is the default username of the Metasploit Linux? It is MSF admin. What is the default password of the Metasploit Linux? It is also MSF admin. I created a one username list, that is username.txt. I created a password, it is called password.txt. You got it? Now I just go into the Kali Linux here. Log in into the what? Kali Linux. What is the default password of the Kali Linux? Here I use this command. What is the command here? Hydra. If you just write down this command. Okay, you can easily understand by using this command. So what is this command? This is the location where the username list is there. This is the location is there. Home Kali desktop is there. Of course, you can set another list location also. There is not mandatory to put in desktop. You can put your location also, no problem. I set the username list and password which location? Desktop location. So this is the password location -p, and this is the password location home. But then this one is the IP address. What is the IP address here? We need to give the IP address. So here 40.130. 40.130. Understood? Understood? So then Hydra -l, this is the username list and this is the password list. Then here enter. Then here enter. So it will do the brute force. But generally we had given only 20 password, 20 usernames. It takes not more than 10 to 20 seconds. But in real time it have hundreds and thousands of passwords are there. Takes so much of time to crack. In general, if in the olden days like 7-8 years back, Gmail also used to crack. Right now it's not possible because of they have a two-factor authentication and security check login. They enabled so many options for security. The previously, like if you are 2015-16, they easily cracked. Up to 2017-18 also, if you put the password as a mobile number, easily cracked. We're not a big to a shell. Easy ga crack it. Okay. So now it takes time. Okay. Now doing the brute force. Once it is doing the brute force, it will. I had given the username and password list, and it will generate a. After that, once it done the brute force, it will find out the username and password. Find out the username and password. Here successfully completed. What is the login name here? What is the login name here? And what is the password here? So now we got the username and password by doing the one of the tool called Hydra. Okay. So in previously this Hydra used to crack the Gmail password also. Right now it won't work. It won't work. Okay. Because there have encryptions and security mechanism, they are increased. Understood? This is the method how to do the what? Brute force. So we are using the Hydra. By using the Hydra, we had cracked the username and password. We have cracked the username and password. Understood?